All right, here we are in Miami, Super Bowl 54 coming up in just a few days. And one day before the Super Bowl, the Hall of Fame Selection Committee gets together to determine the fate of 15 modern-day finalists, including former Colts receiver Reggie Wayne, first-round pick in 2001, and a guy who is on the doorstep of getting in. How nervous are you?
You know what? I'm not nervous yet. It hadn't kicked in yet. I think as we get closer and closer to the day, maybe it's, I started getting some jitters here and there. But right now, I'm just enjoying the wave and enjoying being paraded around.
What's the best advice you've gotten on how to handle your emotions on Saturday while you're waiting for the knock, the potential knock from the big giant,
biggest human on the planet,
the biggest man, the biggest head, the biggest body, the biggest suits in the world?
He's a big guy. He is a big guy. But I'm looking forward to seeing that big guy. But the one thing that advice that I was told, they said, hey, unplug your room phone. I said, because if you get the phone call, that means you didn't get in.
Right.
I said, unplug that phone.
Right.
That's what I was told. Hopefully I wouldn't need that.
Yeah, hopefully you won't. I mean, what's your current thought on the whole Hall of Fame process with the wide receiver position especially? It's so
it's logjam.
It's logjam.
It's a lot of guys waiting. I mean, that's up with me now. It's Isaac Bruce, it's Torrey Holt. I mean, these are guys that I was playing with at the same time that, to me, was difference makers in the game. So it's one of those positions where I think it's going to be hard to.
I know you guys are all Hall of Famers.
Yeah, it's tough. It really is, and that's what for me. That's what makes this so exciting because I didn't expect to get this far on my first ballot.
Yeah. And
to be this far and knowing all the guys that played the game before me and was in this situation that didn't make it this far, I mean, man, I'm just blessed. I'm grateful.
Well, the thing that I think bothers me, all right, just in this whole thing, especially for a guy like you or Isaac Bruce.
Yep.
And I don't know how much you agree with this, but he didn't play in an era where receivers got the cheap yards all the time.
Yeah.
It kind of came towards the end of your career where offenses started throwing bubble screens for 150 yards a game. You kind of had to deal with the old rules a little bit, some of that, and the offenses weren't getting the cheap passing yards quite the same.
And I think with those old rules, I think it made guys a little bit more hungrier. It made guys want it just a little bit more.
Right.
Those rules made me ready for whatever was coming. And I say that my last 3 years, I can see the change.
Yeah.
I saw the new wave coming in. And you mentioned the bubble screens and you look
at
all that stuff.
Where you go, that's not even that. You don't have to be talented to get open.
That's when I knew it was time for me to go because it didn't excite me.
Right.
It really didn't. It was almost like I was, playing with my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just the times. It's the waves. It's an adjustment. And man, I'm glad I played when I played.
Yeah.
Hey, Reggie, give me two names. One, the guy that you hated seeing across from you, and two, the guy you loved seeing across from you.
Wow. Hated.
Yeah, that's the easier one to go with first because you're gonna.
I'm gonna tell you this, and a lot of people don't know what you guys would know. Old school Aaron Glenn.
Oh,
all right.
Number 31 on the Jets.
Number 31 on the Jets, but he also played with the Houston Texans, right?
Right.
He made me, as a young pup in the league, he made me take my film study to a whole nother level.
How?
Because every route I ran, he ran it before I did. So I'm like, I got to be doing something wrong. Like, how does he know I'm going to run this comeback? And I hadn't even ran 10 yards down the field yet.
Right.
So he made me critique myself a little differently. He made me study just a little bit harder.
Study yourself?
Study myself.
So you're not showing
so I'm not
tendencies.
Exactly. So he that was the one guy because I was like, he was, as we would say, he was an OG in the game. He knew every trick of the trade. You know what I mean? So that was one guy I hated going up against. The person I enjoyed going up against was the whole Jacksonville Jaguars team. Oh, man, I love playing against Jacksonville. I mean, Jacksonville alone, I'm probably 2,000 and something yards.
Yeah,
alone.
You torched them.
Oh, yeah. I love that was a lot of guys when they get the schedule, they highlight that bye week.
Right.
I highlighted Jacksonville Jaguars week. That was the one week I knew I was going to have fun.
you guys were like special on offense.
Yeah.
A lot like Kansas City.
Exactly.
I mean, it was they got Sammy and Tyreek and Mahomes, and
Right.
it was Manning and Reggie and
Marv,
Marvin, right? Well, give me a psycho Peyton Manning story, like a psycho one, to where like. We always hear about his preparation, things like that. But was he the type of guy to like call you at 11:30 at night and like tell you the new signal for running a slant route? I mean,
no, he wouldn't do that. No, we had a ton of signals.
I know that.
Just made me have a bad dream. I'll tell you what. One time he invited everybody to his house. Right, we went over there and it was just to go hang out and eat and play pool and all that thing. And he had a theater room. Right, so
don't tell me he came. You went and watched film.
We didn't watch film. We went in the theater room, and his theater room was exactly like the meeting room at the complex.
What?
I was like, wait a minute, am I back at the Colts facility? Right, it was everything from projector to whiteboard to seats. Everything was like I was back at the practice field, and I was like, bro, you need to get out more.
Yeah.
You really need to get out more. But that just shows you how dedicated and how he wanted everything to feel like he was, at the facility, getting better, preparing himself. I mean, it's you talked about the way he prepared. It's no one in this world that I believe prepares harder than Peyton. I really believe like every day it's planned out. Like if he's getting up at 7 in the morning, at 7:05 he's gonna put his shoes on. At 7:10 he's gonna brush his teeth. Like he is he's the ultimate pro when it comes to being ready, and nothing is going to catch him off guard.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a surprise in 2012 with all the changes the team was going through that he would welcome something new, because I think he was rattled by coach is gone, GM's gone, everything's different, everyone's gone. You chose to stay, and I remember how stunned people were that you chose to stay. Talk us through what that transition was like when you're the common thread back to the Super Bowl teams and everything's new and everything's different.
Well, for one, back when I was playing, when I first got in the league, guys, they took pride into trying to stay at one place, not floating around.
Right.
And that meant a lot to me. I felt like that would be big for my legacy, to stick around Indianapolis, continue to build on what I had. Now, I didn't know where it was going to take me. And as they say, the grass isn't always green on the other side. So I just decided to stay and kind of work on that mold of being an Indianapolis coach. And now it's my time to be a leader. And we bring in Andrew Luck. We bring in a Kobe Fleener. We bring in a T.Y. Hilton. We bring in a Dwayne Allen. I was out there with all rookies.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, you know what? All my career, I felt like I was – even in college, sometimes in high school, like I felt like I was, the guy that didn't get his due.
I would agree. You got. I feel like Santana Moss stole your thunder.
Yeah, so it was always something.
Yeah,
I get to the NFL, and Marvin Harrison was already.
You're
there.
too nice. That's what it is.
And that's what everybody says.
You're too nice.
But it's just me. It really
is.
Good. So I told myself, hey. A lot of times people were saying, hey, Reggie is only good because he's quarterback. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Negative.
Cool. That's not real.
So now this is going to be a time for me to prove it's not just my quarterback. Exactly.
Right.
So I'm there with all rookies. And Andrew Luck comes in, and I tell Andrew Luck as soon as he walk in, and, you can see him sweating, palms wet. I'm saying, hey, just be yourself. You don't have to be Peyton Manning, be nobody. Just be Andrew Luck. And once he was able to just finally take that fresher breath there, man, we're a pretty good team, even a young team.
Yeah.
Let me take you back even farther, because we work with Coach Dungy all the time.
Okay.
Now. What was your first impression of Coach Dungy? Coming off of Jim Mora, I can't imagine any two more different personalities than Jim Mora to Tony Dungy, but your first impression when Dungy showed up?
Oh, man, not throwing any shade on Coach Mora, but, I was like, whew, it's a breath of fresh air around here, because Jim Mora, he was more of, I want to say he had a military background. Everything was more tensed. It's and that's this going back to the real tour days.
Yeah,
I mean, we were full pass every single day, tour days, and I mean, we were beat up. My rookie year, we went 6-10. I think we went 6-10 just because we were tired, And then Tony Dungy comes in, is a guy who played in the game, who understood. He was more of a player's coach. He was almost like a father figure to a lot of us. And he let us just be men. He trusted us, gave us respect, wanted us to be professionals, didn't put any pressure on us. And as a player, you love that. You love the coach that's going to go to bat for you. You love the coach that you can knock on the door and he opens the door and he listens to you. You know, a lot of times we went to Coach Dungy and say, hey, man, a lot of guys they're kind of feeling it a little bit.
Right.
And he said, okay, I'm glad y'all told me we're going to back off a little bit.
Okay,
you know, so like he was the ultimate player's coach, but he was also that coach that you didn't want to let down, you know. And, man, it's no one like him.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
Yeah, he's special. He really is. He's a special human. He's a really nice guy like you are.
Great guy.
Just like you are, but don't let that change you.
Well, man,
just for the Hall of Fame purposes.
It's just who I am,
yeah,
man.
I know
it really is.
You should hear Chris around Coach Dungy, though. Chris has to constantly apologize for his language.
I have a bad mouth.
You know what?
I say lots of F words around him, and then I have to follow by going, sorry, Coach.
Sorry, Coach.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you know, as you're dropping the F-bombs, he's rolling his eyes.
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
You know, but you know what? He gets it. He really does. It was one time, you know, Coach Dungy almost cursed in practice.
What?
One time he almost let it go. And listen,
I hope
we were messing around, and I guess we wasn't locked in the way we should. And this is my second year, and Kadri Ishmael was messing around, and he dropped the ball when he should have caught it. And Coach Dungy I guess his cup had done runneth over. You know, he had enough, and he almost dropped the word, and it got everybody's attention. Everybody was like, oh.
Oh, Coach Dungy.
You know, but he caught himself. And that's when we like, hey, Coach Dungy's mad. We better tighten up.
What was the F word maybe or the S word? I mean, I don't know.
I would not say.
I know.
I would not
We're
say.
on to you, Dungy. Hey, we're on to you.
Reggie's joining us today on behalf of the NFL Extra Points credit card.
Yes.
Give us a little bit about what you going on with them, Reggie.
Yeah, this Extra Points credit card, it's a credit card available for all teams. And what this credit card does, it's available for the ultimate fan. If you're really a true fan of football, this is a card that you want to have. Now, with every dollar you spend with this card, you gain points. And with those points, you get things like game tickets. You get the VIP experience. You can even get Super Bowl tickets, believe it or not. So, like, this is a card for the true fan. Just think if you're a fan and you're sitting down and you're a fan of Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
You're on the sideline and you're looking at Patrick Mahomes warm up. He may even come and shake your hand.
Right.
That's things that this card can give you, and it's something that money cannot buy. It really isn't. So if you're the ultimate fan, this is a card for you. And to learn more about this, just go to NFLExtraPoints.com and you can learn more.
I kind of like that. I mean, instead of like, would never use the rewards from like the normal credit card, but I would use football.
I mean, if you like football,
and I'm spoiled and I've been around it, and I still would use it.
This is what you can get. You can use this card, and it can get you behind the curtain.
All right,
things that people can't see.
I'm down for that. Sign me up.
On the way out the door, take us behind Reggie Wayne's curtain for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Who do you like in the game, and who's the MVP?
Oof. Well, you know, it's the quarterback's world. You know, so
it is.
It's the quarterback's world. So
yeah.
I gotta go. I'm going Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes MVP.
Okay.
All right, Reggie. Great talking to you. Good luck on Saturday, and we hope to see you in a gold jacket.
Appreciate it, guys.
Good luck,
Thank you. Right on.
Man.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.